I used to be Manhattan's most expensive luxury dating coach. Rich women paid me to teach them how to tame heirs, athletes, and billionaires. Then, I woke up inside a young adult romance novel as Ivy, a bullied outcast driven to the rooftop by her fake best friend, Chloe. Chloe used Ivy to test Julian, the school's golden boy, then watched her get humiliated, bullied, and broken. Too bad I am not the old Ivy. I know exactly how men work. You will play innocent, make Julian obsessed, turn Chloe's perfect love story into my battlefield, and take everything she thought was hers. I was the most expensive luxury dating coach in Manhattan. My clients weren't lovesick girls. They were beautiful, ambitious women who wanted old money, athlete boyfriends, and tech billionaires handing over their black cards. Teaching them how to get exactly that was my job. But when I opened my eyes again, I had somehow been thrown into a young adult romance novel. Worse, I was standing on the edge of the Westbridge Academy rooftop. Wind cut up under my skirt. My mind went blank. Then the noise below yanked me back to reality. A crowd had gathered, phones raised, live streams rolling. Everyone cheering like they were waiting for a show.
Oh God! Is she really gonna jump this time?
No chance. She wants Julian's attention. This is just a show. Ivy Lane, stop wasting everyone's time. Just jump already!
The original Ivy's memories hit fast. 18, senior year at Westbridge. Timid, pretty, and shy. Too shy to ever look at anyone in the school. That is why she has become Chloe Winter's target. Chloe, this so-called best friend, manipulated Ivy to play her twisted game to get Julian. Julian was the heir to the Kingsley family, the captain of the football team, and the male main character in this book. She'd sent him letter after letter. It ended in a public humiliation.
Look at yourself, Ivy. Cheap clothes, sad little crush, and somehow you still thought you belonged next to me? Chloe and I are the story. You're just the joke.
After that, she became the school's punching bag. Locker spray painted, textbooks covered in slurs, lunch knocked to the floor, drenched after gym. She went crying to Chloe. Chloe smiled.
Oh honey, you were never a friend. You were a placeholder. I just needed Julian to see rock bottom so he'd appreciate the upgrade. You've served your purpose. Go back to being invisible.
At her most desperate moment, the original Ivy ended up here, and I took over. A cold robotic voice sounded in my head.
System alert. Survival balance activated. Mission. Raise 100,000 within 30 days. Failure penalty. Return to the rooftop ending.
I looked down at all those people waiting for me to fall and laughed. 100 grand from spoiled private school kids. Dear system, you just gave me my old job back. I stepped back from the edge. The crowd erupted in boos.
I knew she wouldn't jump.
What a drama queen. Her live stream is almost at 5,000 viewers. She must be loving this.
Suddenly, the rooftop door slammed open. Julian rushed in, still in his training clothes, forehead damp, breathing hard. When he saw I was still alive, relief crossed his face for 1 second before it went cold.
Stop the act, Ivy. Nobody is buying your drama anymore.
I didn't break down. Instead, I lifted my face slowly and let my eyes go glassy, holding the tears right at the edge. Hurt, soft, just fragile enough to trip a man's hero instinct. My signature beginner lesson: play the lamb to hook the wolf.
Julian, I'm sorry. If I'd known how you really felt about Chloe, I never would have put you in such an awkward position.
Julian froze. The old Ivy would have cried, made excuses, and begged him to believe her. But now, I was gentle and understanding. A perfect innocent lamb. Men always eat it up.
So I'll make this easy for you. Starting today, I'm letting you go.
His throat moved. I didn't give him the chance to answer. I walked past him toward the stairs, back straight, steps even. I walked back to class. The second I pushed the door open, a bucket of ice water crashed down from above, white shirt soaked through. The whole class burst out laughing.
Welcome back, rooftop princess.
Playing the victim didn't work, huh? Needed a cold shower to wake up?
The soaked white shirt clung to every curve, the thin fabric hiding nothing. The classroom laughter started loud, then went quiet as the guy's eyes lingered. The original Ivy had always hidden under baggy clothes and thick bangs. Nobody knew what was underneath until now. I didn't curse anyone out. I wiped my face and walked out. Julian was coming down the hall, and the second he saw me, his steps faltered. His eyes dropped to my soaked shirt before he jerked them away, ears going red.
What the hell do you want now?
Could you tell them to stop? If it comes from you, maybe they'll finally leave me alone. I don't want to be scared to come to school anymore.
They do this to you a lot.
I almost laughed. He had to know. He just hadn't cared before.
It's my fault. I liked someone I never should have. That was my mistake.
But Julian, I don't regret liking you. I've cried over you so many times. For the last time, will you wipe my tears away?
He didn't speak, but his thumb brushed my cheek in clumsy strokes. His touch was hesitant, filled with the awkward restraint of a guy fighting himself. I watched him lose control, little by little, while my own heart stayed perfectly calm. What men call disgust is often just one teardrop away from raw hunger.
Thank you. My first love ends here.
I walked away. At the stairwell corner, I glanced back. Julian was still standing there, staring at the hand he'd used to wipe my tears, like it still carried the heat of my skin. Back in the empty dorm, I changed and pushed my bangs off my face in the mirror. The girl staring back was starting to look like me.
Bank notification, $10,000 deposited.
Right after, a text from an unknown number.
This is Julian. I posted a statement on the school forum. I heard they ruined your stuff. This should cover it. Take the money.
$10,000. Back in Manhattan, that wasn't enough for one of my clients to buy a handbag. But from a high school kid, it said everything. He wasn't paying for a uniform. He was paying for his own guilt.
Thank you, but I can't take this. My books are still usable. My uniform still fits.
Take it. This is the least I can do.
So bossy.
I'm pathetic, aren't I? I said I wouldn't cry over you anymore, but your message is making me tear up again.
He went quiet for a long time. I could picture him staring at his phone, guilty, softening, feeling something he was trying hard to bury. Then the dorm door swung open. Chloe, white dress, blonde hair. That sweet smile the whole school knew, but her eyes couldn't hide it.
Nice little trick today. You make a scene on the roof, and suddenly Julian is posting statements for you?
Honestly, a little disappointing up close. A woman who really knows how to hold a man doesn't need another girl to test him for her.
You'd best really be over him, because if you're not, I'll make your life even worse.
I tilted my phone screen toward her.
I was over him, but then Julian saw my clothes were wet and sent me $10,000.
Chloe's face went stiff. Her birthday bracelet from Julian last month had been $5,000.
Which old creep actually sent you that? You couldn't get Julian, so you found some rich old man to pay for you? God, you're disgusting.
I let my eyes go red and ran. Chloe chased after me, thinking I felt cornered. She had no idea I just needed a bigger audience. If you are going to put on a show, you do it where everyone can see.
Ivy, why are you running? Feeling guilty now that everyone knows you took dirty money from some old creep?
By the time we reached the lobby, a crowd had already gathered. Chloe saw the audience and switched immediately, her voice turning sweet and wounded.
Ivy, I know I was harsh, but I'm only saying this because I care about you. You're my best friend. I can't stand by and watch you destroy yourself over $10,000. Chloe is way too nice. Ivy took money from some old guy, and Chloe still treats her like a friend? Selling herself to an old creep for 10 grand? That's disgusting.
I kept my head down and said nothing. I was waiting. Julian always came this way from training. Chloe got bolder and reached for my phone.
Give it back! For all you know, the guy has a wife and kids.
One casual line, and she'd branded me a homewrecker. This was exactly how she'd backed the original Ivy into a corner, but this time she picked the wrong target.
Let her go.
The lobby went silent. Julian walked in from training, hair still damp, face ice cold. He didn't even glance at Chloe. He just took my phone back and stepped in front of me.
I gave her the money.
The color drained from Chloe's face. The crowd erupted. Julian looked down at me.
Why didn't you just tell them it was from me?
I finally let the tears fall, big drops rolling down, biting my lip to stay quiet.
I've already caused you so much trouble. I didn't want to drag you into this again.
Julian's expression softened. I got there before he could speak.
I'm grateful, Julian. I really am. But for Chloe's sake and yours, we should keep our distance from now on.
I turned and ran. From behind, I must have looked like a girl with a broken heart. Only I knew I was running because if I stayed one more second, I'd laugh out loud. Behind me, Chloe tried to explain herself, voice shaking. Julian went quiet, then spoke in a voice cold enough to freeze the whole room.
Enough, Chloe! You went way too far today.
After that, the open bullying stopped. Nobody dared touch me with Julian's name attached to mine. But the quiet war never ended. Cruel posts on the forum, lunch trays that vanished, nasty notes on my desk. Chloe didn't need to get her hands dirty. She just fed rumors and let the school's social machine do the rest. I read every post without flinching. This was how elite schools actually worked. No public trials. Just whispers, cold shoulders, and lunch table politics until you had nowhere left to sit. The grinding went on for weeks. Then one afternoon, a guy shoved me hard in the hallway in front of a crowd. Before I could react, Julian appeared and shut it down in 2 sentences. Everyone scattered. It was just the 2 of us left standing there.
Why don't you ever fight back?
Getting angry just gives them more to use against me. He looked at me for a long moment, something shifting behind his eyes.
I'll make sure this doesn't happen again.
I gave him a small smile and walked away before he could read anything into it. But I felt his eyes follow me all the way down the hall. Then Chloe made her next move. A spot had opened up at the spring charity gala. The pianist had hurt her wrist, and the performance slot was empty. In the student council meeting, Chloe turned to me with a sweet smile and nominated me in front of everyone. The whole room was already quietly laughing. The old Ivy couldn't speak in front of a class. Putting her on stage at a gala full of board members and donors was a public execution.
You're so good at pretending. Let's see how long you can keep it up.
I'll try my best. Chloe's smile twitched. Half the room was already reserving front row seats for the disaster. I looked down at the program and smiled to myself. In my old world, a woman didn't have to know how to love. But piano, dance, wine, equestrian, racing, she needed at least one. I happened to know all. The night of the gala, Chloe walked in on Julian's arm in a white satin gown. Safe, sweet, perfect. I wore a simple black velvet dress, just enough to show my neck and shoulders. When the spotlight hit me on stage, the whispering in the crowd died. I sat at the piano and placed my fingers on the keys. Not the easy piece they expected me to ruin. A reworked Rachmaninoff, dark at the start, and sharpening into something that couldn't be ignored. I let my body move with it, just enough. Hair brushing my cheek, the velvet shifting, shoulders catching the light. I didn't have to look to know whose eyes were burning into me from the front row. The last note fell. 2 seconds of silence. Then applause hit the room like a wave. Chloe stood at the side of the stage, face white. She had set this up to destroy me. Instead, I had used her stage to crown myself. After the gala, I changed and headed out. At the hallway corner, Julian was already there, standing in the shadows. He looked up when he saw me, throat moving, but said nothing.
Ivy,
I stopped but didn't turn around.
what was the piece you played?
I turned slowly. He wasn't pretending he didn't want to know. I stepped closer and reached up to fix his slightly rumpled collar. My fingers barely touched him, only for a second, but his whole body went still. It was Max Ritz's.
Julian! The gala is over. Are you seriously still hanging around him?
I stepped back with an innocent smile.
Sorry for bothering you.
I turned and walked to the elevator, steps light. Chloe had cut him off at the perfect moment. Julian had just realized he never really knew me, and now he would spend the whole night wondering what else he had missed. What pulls a man in deepest is not love, it is curiosity. Chloe had lost a few rounds, which meant she was getting ready to hit back. I needed to move somewhere she had no control. In the original story, there was one place Chloe hated more than anything: Apex Club. Members-only racing club outside the city. Rich kid party on the surface. Illegal street racing underneath. Julian loved it because it was forbidden. Chloe wanted him polished and perfect. The old Ivy would never have gone near it. I wasn't her. If Westbridge was Chloe's stage, Apex Club was my hunting ground. Friday night, tight black top, high-waisted pants, leather jacket hanging open, not the crying flower from Westbridge. I looked like trouble. Inside, dark, loud, air thick, with alcohol and burning rubber. Bodies pressed close, the track circling the hill outside like a trap. I'd barely stepped in when a guy appeared, beer in hand.
First time here?
Something like that.
Want me to show you around? Easy to get lost?
His gaze dropped to my waist. I smiled like maybe, then walked away. At the bar, I ordered a mocktail, turned slightly sideways, let the jacket slip off one shoulder. Another guy sat down and offered to explain the track. I let him talk. Then I felt it. Heavy, fixed, possessive. Julian was at the edge of the crowd in his black racing jacket. Face dark, eyes locked on me. Not coming over. The guy said something. I laughed softly. The water bottle in Julian's hand crumpled. Race time. Julian versus Rex Calloway. Drivers got into position, but Julian stayed put until the staff called his name, twice. Rex laughed from his car.
Kingsley, losing your head over a girl? You planning your loss?
Chloe rushed in and spotted me surrounded at the bar. Her face changed.
Ivy, what the hell are you doing here?
Watching the race?
Do you even know what kind of place this is?
I do. That's what makes it fun.
Flag dropped. Julian was slow off the line. Chloe ran to the fence. I watched and smiled. He wasn't losing on skill. His head was somewhere else. Third turn coming up. I kept my voice low. Don't break yet. Julian didn't break. His car flew into the turn, kissed the barrier, hit the brakes at the last second, swung the rear in a clean arc, and cut inside to take the lead. Club exploded. As the car came out of the turn, Julian looked through the windshield straight at me. Short look, hot enough to burn. Julian won. Rex slammed his door. Julian pulled off his helmet and didn't look at the trophy or at Chloe. His eyes went straight through the crowd until they found me. I was at the bar touching up my lipstick. In the mirror, I watched him close and fast. Some guy had leaned over to light what he thought was my cigarette. Candy stick. But Julian didn't know that. His face went cold. He walked up and the guys around me scattered.
You shouldn't be here.
Neither should you.
That's different.
How? I stood and moved closer. Heat from the race still on him, cedar and sweat underneath.
Because you're Julian Kingsley, so you get to break rules and have everyone cheer. But because I'm Ivy Lane, I'm supposed to stay at school and let people walk all over me.
He had nothing to say. I smiled.
Your third turn was really good, though. Rex tried to bait you into braking early and you didn't take it. Perfect braking point, clean exit.
The way Julian looked at me changed completely. Not surprise, the shock of being understood. Chloe and his parents called it reckless and embarrassing. I knew exactly where he'd won. That hits differently than flattery ever could. Chloe came over, smile already slipping.
Ivy, since when do you know anything about racing? I just picked it up from watching.
Rex had heard me. He stared, then grinned.
If you know that much, why not come feel it yourself?
Door already open, a girl's helmet on the seat. I knew this setup without looking at Julian. I smiled at Rex.
Just a regular ride?
Of course. You're too pretty to scare.
Julian's face darkened.
Ivy, don't get in that car!
Why not? He had no standing to answer. I got in. Driver was Mason, Rex's sidekick, the kind who lived to show off.
Relax, princess. I'll be gentle.
Then go slow. I scare easy.
Door shut, engine roared. In the mirror, Julian standing still, face ice cold. Beside him, Chloe's eyes flashed with satisfaction. She knew Mason wouldn't go slow. She wanted footage of me screaming. She wanted to undo everything I built. Out of the party area, Mason lasted about 30 seconds before he slammed the gas. I grabbed my seatbelt and looked scared on cue.
What's wrong, Ivy? You had a lot to say earlier.
Tight turn ahead and he wasn't slowing. He jerked the wheel side to side, waiting for me to scream.
Slow down!
Come on, princess. Don't kill the fun. Mason! Stop the car!
Mason heard him and got more excited. Next turn was tighter. At this speed, the car was going to spin. I dropped the act.
I said slow down.
Before he could laugh, I grabbed the wheel with one hand and yanked the handbrake with the other. Tires screamed. Rear swung out. Missed the barrier by inches. Mason slammed into his door, face white. I took the wheel and straightened the car clean.
Did she just save that car? Mason almost wrecked and Ivy pulled it back! Are you out of your mind?
He started it.
Looks like Ivy can do more than talk. How about a real race?
Rex, don't. Ivy just got lucky. There's no way she can actually race.
She's not racing. You're deciding for her? What are you to her, Kingsley?
I looked at Chloe. Her eyes said, "Come on, you are so good at this. Let's see it." I reached into my pocket, took out my lipstick, and touched up my color in the car window. Slow. The whole track went quiet. One lap.
Ivy, don't.
I opened the driver's door.
I've been wondering how good Apex drivers really are. Time to find out. 3, 2, 1.
Rex pushed in from the side right off the line. Heavier car, bumper almost touching mine. Brake early and he boxes me out. Flinch and the rear goes. I didn't fight him. Gave up the first straight, held the inside through turn 2, and waited. The real race was turn 3. The big screen was live. The crowd went quiet fast. They could see I wasn't driving blind. I knew the line, knew when to give ground, knew when to wait for Rex to make a mistake. Julian was at the fence, both hands on the railing, knuckles white. Chloe's smile faded piece by piece.
No way. There's no way she knows how to drive.
Turn 3. Rex shoved from the right, forcing me toward the outside barrier. Brake now and he cuts me off. Don't brake and I fly off the track. Everyone thought I'd panic. I've never been good at playing it safe. I am good at finding the 1 second. Everyone else is too scared to take. Brake, wheel, tires screaming. Rear swinging wide through the turn with inches to spare. Rex yanked his wheel and hit the inside barrier. A crash tore through the track. My car cut through the smoke and took the final straight. I checked the mirror. Lipstick still perfect. Good. A woman can get messy, but she should look good when she wins.
She actually beat Rex? Ivy Lane! That's Ivy from Westbridge!
I stepped out into the wind, headlights behind me, every camera turning my way. Rex got helped out looking gray. Car fine. Pride wasn't.
You cheated!
How? By using my brain?
Laughter everywhere. Julian pushed through and stopped in front of me. He checked my wrists, my arms, my face. People nearby were already noticing.
Do you have any idea how dangerous that was?
I looked up at him. No smile, no act. Just my eyes holding his steady, like he was the only person left on the track. His breathing stopped. Anger still there, but something hotter broke through. His gaze dropped to my lips, snapped back, jaw going tight like he was fighting himself in front of everyone. Julian suddenly grabbed my wrist and pulled me toward a car parked in the corner. The noise from the crowd faded after only a few steps. Under the dim light, he trapped me between the car door and his hard chest, his breathing heavy and rough.
How much more are you hiding from me?
I looked up at him. My eyes were still red from the race, but my voice came out soft and teasing.
You never really looked at me before. Of course you wouldn't know.
Julian's gaze dropped straight to my lips. The fresh lipstick looked bold and shiny against my innocent face. Like pure temptation, his fingers stayed locked around my wrist, his palm burning hot against my skin.
Ivy, don't look at me like that.
Like what?
I leaned in closer until his hot breath mixed with mine. There was almost no space left between our bodies. I could feel his control cracking. His throat bobbed hard. His eyes flicked from my eyes to my lips and back again, like he was ashamed of how badly he wanted me. But the next second he gave in and leaned down, his nose brushing my cheek, his mouth hovering just above mine. I didn't pull away. I just blinked slowly, playing the innocent girl who had no idea what she was doing to him.
Do you have any idea how fucking scared I was out there?
But I watched you when you won. You looked really good on the track.
That one sentence snapped the last of his restraint. His fingers tightened on my wrist almost painfully. His other hand slammed against the car door beside my head. His tall, hot body pressed closer, pinning me there and blocking out everything else. All I could feel was the heat rolling off him, his strong scent, and the way his cock was already half hard against my stomach as he fought not to grind into me.
Ivy! What the hell are you trying to do?